What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel, the only place where physics is a suggestion and turn signals are a myth. We've got our fresh batch of unplanned detours, high-speed hugs, and drivers who clearly slept through their license exams. From the Fast and Furious movie audition to drivers taking a short nap on the road and drivers trying to save on parking space. So buckle up, grab your popcorn, and let's see who's winning an insurance hike today. So, how did the accident happen? Well, the sky and the ground decided to swap places for a bit. This is why we have dash cams.
Ой, бля!
They crashed right in front of a tire and car repair sign. You have to appreciate a driver who is considerate enough to crash exactly where the mechanics are. Nature's way of testing your reflexes. Say no more, I'll just park right here. Nighttime, bright headlights, and a massive bike, yet this driver still played Invisible Man with the left turn.
Oh, car crash!
Talk about a literal hitchhiker. This biker decided to skip the commute and just move right into the trunk. The scenic desert drive turns into a literal nightmare in a heartbeat. That white truck crossed the double yellow like the dash cam driver didn't even exist. That impact was absolutely brutal. Who needs a paved highway when you can just roll your way through a scenic field instead? This is not what they meant by going green. I'm no mechanic, but I'm fairly certain those two cars aren't supposed to be that intimate. A textbook example of why you should never drive distracted. That was a brutal metal sandwich.
Bro, you going the wrong way, bro! Oh! Not good.
He entered that intersection like he had a cheat code for invincibility. Too bad he doesn't. Look at the timing of that beam. 1 second sooner or later, and it's a completely different story for those other drivers. Life really can change in a split second. Patience is a virtue, but this driver clearly skipped that class, tried a blind overtake, and met the business end of a semi-truck. Talk about a bad day at the office. The firefighters usually put out the chaos. They don't usually become it. That was a very expensive way to find out that ice doesn't care about your steering wheel. I've heard of flipping a car for a profit, but I don't think this is what they meant. Poor little Matisse decided it was time for a mid-highway nap. I've heard of carpooling, but this is getting a little too intimate. That's one way to save on parking space.
Oh, shit.
Starting 911 call. To cancel, press the 911 button on the mirror.
Are you fine?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Calling 911.
Hold on a minute.
I turn now. Good luck, everybody else. That car clearly didn't get the memo that oncoming traffic has the right of way. Talk about a dramatic update for the Neighborhood Watch Facebook page. One second they're discussing moths, and the next, a red car is trying to merge into their front seat.
Or there.
I guess there is sidewalks.
I was on Chelsea Neighborhood Watch, or not, yeah, I was on Facebook.
They were talking about the pressure of society, but I'm pretty sure that truck collision provided a bit more pressure than they anticipated.
شكل ضغط على المجتمع من حيث لا تشعر. فبعدين يجي عندي ابني يقول لي انا تميزت علميا اعلى منه. تعال سوي لي حفله مثله. تعال روح اجر لي قاعه في الفندق خليني مثله. يا اخي انا ما اقدر. انا ساجلس احاور ابني الى ان يقتنع ان مش هذا هو الطريق الصح لتكريم المتميز علميا. طيب هو اقتنع بس فيه واحد ابن ثاني وثالث ورابع وخامس لآباء آخرين قطعا سينجح مجموعة منهم في إقناع آبائهم بأن يعملوا هذه الحفلة. بعدين ستصير الكتلة أكبر، ستضغط على ابني بشكل أكبر، سأضطر أنا أن أنصاع حتى لو ليس لدي أموال سأذهب وأقترض من البنك حتى أجاري الآخرين ولا أنظر لابني أو يعتقد ابني أنه أقل من الآخرين. طيب كيف فسدنا لما تركنا الفرد الأول؟ هكذا.
I've heard of hands-free driving, but eyes-free driving usually ends exactly like this. At least he's already lying down for the inevitable talk with his boss. One patch of black ice is all it takes to turn a morning commute into a gymnastics routine. Talk about a cold reality check on those icy roads.
Oh, shoot. Oh, son of a... Holy...
I guess the G in G-string stands for God help my bumper. That's one way to end a debate.
What does the G stand for?
Gangster.
No.
Oh my god. Are you okay?
Fucking hell.
What? What
This
happened?
dude just ran into me.
Are you okay?
I just crushed my fucking car.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I will,
I'm coming to you. Where are you?
I've heard of changing lanes, but spinning across 3 of them is a bit dramatic, don't you think? thought he was recording a podcast episode but ended up recording a collision. The road doesn't care about your deep thoughts.
जुड़ा हुआ था ना स्कूल का अपनी रूट्स से वो बिलामों को अलग कर देता था
पर्सनल टच हुआ करता था मैनेजमेंट का टीचर्स का बच्चों के साथ वो पूरा खत्म हो चुका है
और उसमें मतलब मैनेजमेंट का तो रोल है ही है प्लस माँ बाप का भी रोल
And that, kids, is why you don't play Fast and Furious on a budget. 10 over 10 for the slide, 0 over 10 for the landing. This driver clearly attended the school of late exits. Why take the next turn when you can risk everyone's life for this one? Legend has it he's still trying to complete that turn to this very day. Honda reliability is getting out of hand. Front end completely pancaked, and this person is still out here doing 30 like it's a Sunday cruise. Welcome to Silent Hill Highway Edition. Driving in this fog is basically playing Russian roulette with a semi-truck, and the house always wins. He was listening to the music a little too hard. He didn't just feel the beat, he became the beat. Admitting you messed up is the first step. The second step is paying for about 5 different bumpers. Ice, snow, and a total lack of situational awareness, the perfect recipe for a bad day. That plow driver didn't even tap the brakes. From riding a bike to a full-blown midnight nap in seconds. That's what I call an efficient transition. Someone clearly skipped the looking both ways part of their driving test. That door-to-door service is getting a bit too literal, don't you think?
You cunt.
A textbook example of why the parking brake is not an optional feature. That's going to be one awkward insurance call. Shocking ending to a midnight cruise. That's one way to turn the lights out on your insurance policy. I guess mirrors were an optional feature this driver didn't renew. That truck was visible from space. I've heard of parallel parking, but this T-bone into reverse spin is a bit advanced for me. 10 out of 10 for the rotation, though. The Olympics might be over, but this car is still going for gold in the synchronized spinning category. Sir, I think you've confused the drive-thru with the fly-through. That is one way to skip the line, but I don't think the bank teller is going to be very helpful now. That's one very expensive way to introduce yourself to the neighbors. Hey, I saw you were driving by and thought I'd drop in. Literally. Who's gonna write the ticket for this one? Even the law can't argue with physics on an icy road. Clearly, this driver thought he was auditioning for the next Fast and Furious movie. 10 out of 10 for the launch, but that landing's gonna be a tough one to explain to insurance. The person who's supposed to make the road safe becomes the biggest hazard. Talk about a cold reality check. That pedestrian just used up all 9 of his lives in about 3 seconds. Talk about a front row seat to a disaster you definitely didn't buy tickets for. If you miss your exit, take the next one. Trying to teleport across multiple lanes at the last minute could be a disaster. Dashcam to capture this. From a smooth tunnel cruise to an instant wall encounter, looks like someone decided to redecorate the concrete with their front bumper. Talk about escalating quickly. The gray car loses control and slams right into the barrier. That's what you get for road rage. Instant karma for that brake check.
Okay, what you think? What you doing? Hiya, what you doing? Oh, yes.
Oh,
yes.
okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, that's certainly one way to take an exit. Talk about an unexpected express delivery. Good thing an ambulance was literally right there. He said good luck everybody else and then immediately needed it himself. Instant karma served cold.
That's for now. Good luck, everybody else.
Looks like someone's having a very uneventful day in the parking garage. Where's the drama? And just like that, the day got a lot more interesting for two drivers. Proof that sometimes the most dangerous thing on the road is boredom. Just a normal day on the road. Some might even call it boring, but hey, no crashes. Just a casual drive, suddenly the highway turned into a desert rally. Hope everyone brought their dust masks. There should be a test to determine people's anger management before giving them a license. The truck driver's worst fear realized. Couldn't have done anything differently. Reckless overtake right there. That impatience nearly caused a disaster. Talk about a sudden stop. Watch this multi-vehicle accident unfold right ahead.
Oh! 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 Yo! Yo!
Another classic corner-cutting accident. Proof you can't cut corners on a busy road.